Now I would invite you to simply take a breath with me and release it. Good, now we're really here. We're really here and we're all together. I'm also going to invite you to take out your cell phones. Of course, they've been silenced already. But later in my talk, you may want to capture a couple of things on the screen. There's something very special about this moment. Very, very special. We're in a season of transition here at Center of Unity. Our minister, our beloved, faithful, extraordinary minister is preparing to step into a beautiful new chapter of her life journey. And she came to us as a congregant after her daughter, Jessica, did Jessica go back? Okay. After her daughter, Jessica said, and I quote, "You need to find us a church." She was only 6. Can you imagine that? She was only 6. Well, after some time, and Linda did, after some time, she became a licensed Unity teacher. And after that, she became, well, a minister. She was our minister here at the Center of Unity. It wasn't called that at the time, for a while. And then she accepted a position in Roanoke, Virginia for about 9 years. And then she came back to us. She returned and has grown into leading this spiritual center with a grace and love that has shaped every single one of us. As for my family, that ministry became deeply personal when she came to my home and she married my son and his wife. When I showed her that picture, I said, "Do you remember this?" She said, "Oh, I was much younger then." Yes, and you know, this is the thing. Reverend Linda's ministry is rooted in truth, grounded in love. By the way, that was 2002. Grounded in love, always and always and always, she's pointing us forward. So the title of today's talk is How We Got Here, Who We Are, and Where We're Going. It's our journey. And it is my prayer that by the time we're done today, you're going to see this whole community and this moment totally different than you did when you walked in. So let's begin. How we got here. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. Well, to understand how we got here, I need to take you way back to Kansas City, Missouri in the year 1886. There is a woman, and her name is Myrtle Fillmore. She's only in her 40s. She's bright, she's spiritual, she's devoted, and she's dying. She has been diagnosed with tuberculosis. In the 1880s, that diagnosis was one that you did not recover from. And Myrtle had been carrying it for years. One evening, she attended a lecture, a New Thought lecture, on the relationship between the mind, the body, and spirit. And the speaker said this to her. It really got Myrtle's attention. He said, "You are a child of God, and children of God do not inherit sickness, they inherit wholeness." Myrtle went home that night and began to pray differently. Not begging, not beseeching, not bargaining, affirming. She would speak directly to her body, touching her body where she needed to, where her body was having difficulty and challenge. She would pray differently. She would pray to her lungs for healing every cell in her body, to every struggling part. And then Myrtle would say this: I am a child of God. Therefore, I do not inherit sickness. She would say it over and over, day after day, week after week, month after month. She did not give up. Even when the signs showed that she still had the symptoms, she prayed fervently. And in 2 years, she was healed. She was well. She was cured. The doctors were puzzled. They could not imagine what had happened. Oh, but Myrtle knew. She knew. Now, her husband, Charles, on the other hand, he was a different sort of man. You know, he was one of those practical guys, probably left-brained, skeptical, a businessman. And he needed hard evidence. Yes, he was a witness to his wife's healing, sure, but he needed more. So he researched and he looked at every religion available, every one. And then he pushed back on God. And quite honestly, when someone questions, gets the answer, prays, get the answer, question, and then question the answer and question the question, you know, you can trust that person. You can trust. That's the kind of person you can trust. Now, the skeptic became a seeker, and the seeker became the co-founder of Unity. They started telling everybody. You know how it is when you experience something fantastic in your life. You want to tell everybody. I always use the reference of seeing a good movie. When you see a good movie, don't you want to tell? You have got to see this movie. It was life transforming. So this healing, this was life transforming. So they wanted to tell everybody. Well, Myrtle sat at her kitchen table and prayed for strangers, people she would never, ever meet. She prayed for children. She prayed for broken marriages. She prayed for everyone. Charles started to write and learn and published a magazine. People responded from everywhere. By 1891, they formally named the movement Unity, Silent Unity. The 24-hour prayer ministry was established, and now they answered hundreds of millions of prayer requests over that century. They built Unity Village outside of Kansas City. They trained teachers and ministers. They sent the truth that they knew out into the whole world, and the world was hungry for this kind of truth. Now, there's the image of Unity Village today. It's beautiful. They even have a new labyrinth. I can't wait to get up there to see it. So remember this as we move forward. Unity did not begin as a seminary. It wasn't even intended to be a church. It was not a denomination. Unity began with Myrtle's healing. That's what she no longer believed the lie she had heard and that she accepted for herself. She no longer believed that. She wanted to be well. And her prayer life proved that. So, who are we? Who are we? I think we've got a whole bunch of photos up to look at because this is us. Take a look at them. Thank you, Lori. Lori sent those to me. We are grounded and growing. We are a spiritual community with a praise team. Did we not hear them this morning? Yes, thank you, praise team. You guys rock. We have a choir, a wing and a prayer. Yes, a wing and a prayer choir. We have a youth ministry that is, bar none, the best. Those women and men back there put their whole hearts in those children. Charles and Myrtle gave us a foundation. Now, this is the part, this talk really could have been called the 5 principles because I'm going to share a lot about them. And this is where you want to take out your phone because the first section is lengthy and I'm only going to read the first one of the 5. Now, the 5 principles that have been given by Unity from the beginning, I'm going to share that with you, but I want to also share this. Reverend Ellen Davenport, not Davin, but Davenport, she used to be a minister at the Dallas Unity Church many years ago. She's now the vice president of publishing and content at Unity Worldwide headquarters. And she says this, these are not the ideas of unity. Let me rephrase that, and let me read the quote correctly. These are not ideas Unity invented, okay? They are woven through all faith traditions. Myrtle and Charles Fillmore read a great number of books of all faiths, and they pulled all of that data and information together because there was a thread that ran through each and every single one of those traditions. That's why they called it Unity. Okay, so their great-granddaughter, Connie Fillmore, consolidated the teachings into these 5 statements a century after its founding, and she was leading Unity. So the first 3 statements in all of the 5 principles are all about God and humanity. The other 3, did I say the first 3? The first 2. The first 2 statements are about God and humanity. The other 3 are about what we do with them. Snapshot moment, here it is. Now, according to unity.org, the 5 principles are written this way. God is everywhere and always present in every circumstance. This divine energy underlies and animates all of existence. All right, take a snapshot of that, and we're going to move on to what Unity Church still teach today, especially in the C classes and the talks. Now, C is an acronym for Spiritual Enrichment Education. You must take those when you want to be a Unity teacher or minister. This is the wording in the older 5 basic principles. I use basic, but there's nothing basic about these principles, okay? God is absolute good, everywhere present. Human beings have a spark of divinity within them. Human beings create their experiences by the activity of their thinking. Prayer and meditation connects us with God. Knowing these truths is not enough. We must live them. Now, because we're still in the body, we're human, right? There's no way we can do all of this all the time. The idea is to practice, daily practice of these principles. So there are really 2 commonly used formulations. The newer unity.org Unity Village wording, and the traditional 5 basic principles wording that many ministers still use in churches and C classes. Now we come to the shorter version. This is often taught in classes as well. The way to remember these is called the 5-finger method. God is, I am, I think, I pray, I act. Okay? God is, I am, I think, I pray, I act. And the last one could be I act or I live. So now, every Unity Church has its own adaptation of the 5 principles, so feel free to say these with me. These are ours. And you can find this at the bottom of our homepage, our website, on the homepage, Scroll to the bottom, near the bottom, you will see these. All right, together, there is one presence and one power in the universe, God the good omnipotent. The divinity is within all humankind. Jesus was not the exception, rather the example. We have direct access to God through prayer and meditation. We create our life experiences through our way of thinking, feeling, and acting. We can demonstrate now the good we desire. Charles called this practical Christianity, not religion as a set of rules to follow, or to prevent something bad from happening to you. Practical Christianity means that what you believe has to show up in how you live every day and how you treat people and how you talk to yourself. This is who we are now. We are people who take our inner life seriously. We are people who believe that what we think matters. We know that thoughts held in mind, what? Produce after their kind. Yes. We believe that. And we know that God is everywhere present. God works in, through, and as us. God is not out there someplace, up there someplace. And unity has never asked us to check our mind at the door. Unity doesn't teach you what to think, rather how to think on your own. Now, unity always welcomed doubt. They say, bring your whole self and let's discover together. Because even Charles Fillmore changed things after he wrote them, because he too continued to evolve spiritually. Now, who are we here in Grapevine? We are someone who says, yes, yes to change. We say yes to Reverend Linda's involvement as she moves forward. We say yes. We say yes, just like Myrtle Fillmore said yes. We continue to say yes. We are the continuation of that original yes in 1982 when Reverend Carroll said yes and founded this church. Back then it was called Unity Church of Northeast Tarrant County. When the first members gathered, they said yes. Every Sunday that we come in here, we say yes. Now, I have a special memory I'd like to share with y'all. This memory pulls at my heartstrings. On July 20th, 2002, Reverend Carroll, the founder of this church, officiated Eddie's and my wedding. And years later, she would also officiate my dear Eddie's celebration of life. I didn't mean to do this. Okay, she officiated his celebration of life ceremony. I was younger back then, too. So I think my purpose for showing you these intimate moments is so you know this church truly lives by its commitment to love and support us, all of us, at any time in our life, okay? We're all the living extension of Myrtle's kitchen table. And I want to say more about our Reverend Linda, who has embodied that yes more faithfully than most of us can fully measure. Our minister came to us at her daughter's request, and Reverend Linda sat in this community. She learned it, she loved it, and then she started to lead it with love and heartfelt devotion that has shaped us all. She doesn't just deliver messages on Sunday mornings with authenticity, as only she can. She creates conditions in which people's lives actually do change. That's unity. I remember my struggle with I had finished all the coursework with the licensed Unity teacher program, but you have to have a minister to sign off on all of that work because you have to be in a church with a minister. Well, we didn't have one at the time. So I would find myself traveling all over the Metroplex to be mentored, if you will, by other Unity ministers. That was an experience. But then Reverend Linda came, and we had a minister, and I had support to take me over the finish line. Well, this is practical Christianity in action, and it's woven into the DNA of our spiritual center. It does not leave when Reverend Linda moves on, and I hope that she moves on in fun and excitement. It stays with us. It lives in us. This is how ministry works when it is led from the heart. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore would recognize Reverend Linda immediately because she is exactly the kind of person they were, and someone who said yes and then showed up and kept moving. We have a 1-minute video of what is unity.
Unity is a spiritual community that offers practical tools and resources to people of all faiths. We help them stay positive and apply universal principles in their daily lives. Unity is the publisher of Daily Word magazine and the home of the Unity Prayer Ministry, known as Silent Unity. We pray by telephone and online with people all over the world every day of the year. Founded in 1889, Unity is based on the idea that all people are divine and our thoughts have creative power. Our mission is not to convert anyone to a particular way of thinking, but to help and serve as many people as we can with books and products to support their spiritual journey. Unity is also a place, a beautiful 1,200-acre campus just outside of Kansas City, Missouri, where we host retreats and events. To learn more about the Unity philosophy and the events at Unity Village, visit unity.org.
All right, so now, where are we destined to go? I chose that word destined deliberately because I know it can't be just me alone who believe that destiny is not something that happens to you. In Unity, we understand that destiny is born of a continued yes. And it grows when people keep choosing love over fear, truth over smallness, and forward movement over feeling stuck. Charles Fillmore kept moving. Even in his 90s, this man was still teaching. Yes. And he once said he intended to demonstrate eternal life in the body. Well, now, whether you take that literally or just as a beautiful metaphor, what I love about it is the audacity, the absolute refusal to treat life as something winding down. This instance, how do I say it? This instance of Reverend Linda moving forward is our opportunity to continue the yes. I want to offer that spirit to us today, especially right now in this season of transition. Myrtle Fillmore stood in the threshold. She stood at the threshold in 1886, and she could have accepted what she was told, but she said no to that. Instead, she stepped forward into something that she couldn't fully see yet, with nothing but her faith. And she decided to believe. And it changed the lives of everybody. So we're standing at the threshold right now. Together, our roots are deep, and our love is here, and it's real. The Fillmores started at the kitchen table with an affirmation and a whole lot of courage. Look at what they built. Look at it. Let us not underestimate what is still being built right here at Center of Unity. So in closing, I'd like to offer this guided meditation, and then at the end, an affirmation that you can get a snapshot of and use that throughout the week, okay? So let's move into this time of meditation. Get comfortable. Remove anything that you might be holding in your hands, feet flat on the floor. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. At the very least, lower your gaze. Take a breath with me. Big inhale. And just let it go. Blow it out. Again, big inhale through the nose. And let it go. One more time with me. Inhale through the nose. And let it go. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Without knowing it, you could be tightening up those little muscles between your brows. Relax all of your facial muscles, your arms, your legs. Relax and breathe. Now I want you to imagine standing at a threshold, a beautiful open doorway, and on the other side is a long golden road filled with beautiful bright golden light. It's not dark or uncertain. It is open and waiting. Behind you is everything that brought you to this place. Every season of life, growth, grief, and grace. All of it holding you. Breathe. Feel the foundation beneath your feet and feel how solid it is. And now, very slowly, imagine yourself lifting your right foot over the threshold. And then your left foot comes up to meet your right foot. You've stepped over the threshold. Breathe. Both feet are on the other side. You are unhurried now as you just look around at the unlimited possibilities for you individually, for us as a community. You didn't step over that threshold alone. All of us in this sanctuary and those who are watching and listening now and later stepped over with you. Take one last breath in, breathe in, blow it out. Wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your attention back here now. Now we have an affirmation. Let's say this affirmation together. Before we do, let me clarify faith, because there's different kinds of faith. There's blind faith and there's understanding faith. The faith in this affirmation is understanding faith, and if you look in, what is that small book with definitions in it? What is it? What is it? The small book with the definitions of various words in it. What is it? Not the glossary. Yeah, something word. Anyway, it's a Unity publication. Anyway, it's small. I think we have it in the church. Not the dirty word, the revealing word. Thank you, Maddie. The revealing word. In the revealing word, you can read about the various kinds of faith. So, understanding faith is based on knowledge of truth. That's truth with the capital T. It understands the law of mind action, while blind faith doesn't understand the principles of being. It is subject to discouragement and disappointment. So now, together, if Nick, you can pull up that affirmation for us, please. Thank you, Bob. Together, let's read this affirmation. I am rooted in truth. I am clear in my identity. I walk forward with understanding faith, knowing I am destined. Yes, more than what you imagine. We're all destined for more than you can imagine. Take that with you today, and you got a snapshot of that, hopefully. Beloved family, through it all, be gentle with yourself. Always remember to pray and meditate before you go out to meet the world. It's our time to share of our gifts and love offerings and tithes. We would like to remind you that everything that you give allows us to keep the lights on, do Sunday classes, do all sorts of wonderful things. And we donate and tithe to other organizations, such as the Reverend Carroll Scholarship Fund, the Tarrant County Food Bank, the Awareness Project, and Grace. Individually and collectively, we all make a difference. So, as the ushers will invite you to come up row by row, you'll drop your offering in the basket and take one of those little affirmations for the week. Now, if this is not your Sunday to give, that's okay. Come up anyway, and then place your hands over the basket because we know that you have abundant energy in you. All right? So, hold your offering in your hand, and would you please share this, repeat after, offertory blessing, say it with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God.
All right, let's stand up together. We're going to join hands and let's do our peace song. And ramp in a big circle if you can. If you can circle up. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
As we go into this week, let us remember, we know how we got here. We know who we are. And we understand that our destiny is far beyond what we can imagine today. So we're at the threshold, and we can see the light. Now, we're going to say, what are we doing? Prayer for protection. Prayer for protection, that's what I thought. All right. All right. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay!